Hello everyone and welcome back to our video. Today we'll be taking a look at how to use Doodle as a complete beginner. So let's go ahead and go into doodle.com, and then you can see here this will be the landing page. So we can go ahead and try it for free, so there is no credit card required, or we can go ahead and log in, sign up, or we can create a doodle. So when we click on create a doodle, we will be creating a group poll, which is one of the options for Doodle. In this section, you will then add in your name, your email, what the occasion is for or the title. You can add some descriptions into it, location-wise as well. This can be online or in person. And then you have your choices to add in the duration of that event. Is it going to be all day, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or you can even add a custom duration. Once you have selected your duration, you can then add in slots here in your calendar. And once that's done, you can create, invite, and continue. And then, of course, with the settings right here, these are all for upgrading into a pro plan. Now let's take a look and create a sample of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually sign up, and then we can choose to create our own account, or we can sign up via Google, Apple, Facebook, or Microsoft. While we are creating our account, we can choose to connect our events to our calendar via Google, Office 365, or iCloud. You can choose to do so if you wanted, or we can just click on do it later. Now once that we have signed up, this is what the dashboard looks like. So there are actually 3 things that we can do with Doodle. So from the first example, we can create a group poll. Another one is we can create a one-to-one meeting, which is a pro version, or we can create a new booking page. So let's go ahead and take a look at the group poll, and let's create a sample. Now let's imagine that we want to figure out what is the best available time for everyone to go out for dinner. So this can be for a family, or this can be for other members of your team. So let's go ahead and add a title. So this can be Team's Dinner Night, and then description can be anything that you want. So say for example, figuring out the best availability of everyone for our upcoming dinner night. Location. So with the location, it is optional, so we can actually add the location that we want. So say for example, this can be in such restaurant. We can actually even include the actual restaurant if we have the pro version using Google Maps, or if this is a online dinner night, we can add video conferencing on. So with the video conferencing tool, we can select all of these available conferencing softwares. So there's Zoom, there's Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and Cisco WebEx are both in the pro version. So I'm gonna go ahead and just choose Zoom. And then if you have your Zoom account, you can add it right now. Or again, if this is not a video conferencing or it's not an online event, then we can just turn this off. Now we can choose the duration of our event. So let's say a dinner would be typically around 2 to 3 hours. So we can customize our duration. So that will be 1 to 2 hours. So let's just say 2 hours. Here you are. And then what you're going to do is you're going to select the times available. So say for example, we're setting one up for this upcoming 2 weeks. So we're trying to figure out when is the best available time for everyone in this upcoming 2 weeks during the weekdays, and it is nighttime or dinner time. So let's say from 6 p.m. So let's say from 6 p.m. So if we click on 6 p.m. right here on this slot, so as you can see, it's figured out that that duration is 6 to 8 p.m. So that's 2 hours. Let's add in a little bit of an earlier time. Maybe someone wants to go a bit earlier on, or even at nighttime, 8 till 10. So I'm gonna be doing that for the next couple of days, including the ones for next week. So if we need to go to the next week's calendar, we can just click on this arrow to take note the date has changed, and we're gonna be doing the same thing. And this one and this one. Now for the free version, you can choose up to a number of 20 times. So as you can see here, we have 15 options on this week, and we have 5 options in this week. So I'm just gonna leave this like that for this example. And in the settings, again, for the pro version, we can set deadlines. We can limit how many participants can select a time. So say for example, one participant can select only 3 options. And you can also send automatic reminders for those who may have not replied yet. You can hide the participant list, remove ads, you can send unlimited email invites, you can organize custom availability, and you can even use the Google Maps as we saw earlier on. Now once that we're happy with our Doodle poll, let's go ahead and click create invite and continue. And now here is the poll itself. So we have the title of the event, and as you can see, we are the organizer of the group. In terms of how long, it is 2 hours long. The restaurant location is right here, and then the description that we figured out. As default, since you are the one who has added all of these options, it is assuming that of course this is also your availability. So this will be to confirm that everything is correct. We can go ahead and preview what it looks like. We can edit this if we want to make changes, and in the more option, we can send it as an email invitation. We can export this, or we can duplicate this as a pro version and delete this if the event is no longer needed. I'm gonna go ahead and click on preview, and as you can see, this is what it would look like. Again, it says you are in preview mode, so you won't be able to submit a response. However, once that your participant has clicked on the invite, this is what they can see. So they can see all the available times, and then they can just go through each one and select which one is the best time for them. So say for example, they are available every day but only in between 6 and 8 p.m. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose all of those times from 6 to 8 p.m. and then they can then click continue. Another thing which they can do is they can add in the optional. So with the optional, this means that they can adjust their schedules or maybe find ways to be available at that time. All they need to do is to double click. So double click highlights this in yellow. So that means that on Monday at 8 to 10 p.m. they can probably go there if need be. Now I'm gonna go ahead and close the preview. Now once that you have sent your link over and you have allowed your participants to update their availabilities and send in their time details, we can actually see them right here. So I've added an example from Tina and George, which I've just made up, and taking a look at in terms of their availabilities. Now what you can see here is you can clearly see everyone's time availabilities and some maybes as well. And as you can see here on the top right, this allows us to check which one is the best time for us. So say for example right here, we have Monday at 6 p.m. We have Wednesday at 6 p.m. Thursday at 8 p.m. Friday at 4 p.m. and the others as well. And let's say that I want to choose what is the best time. Let's go for the Friday at 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. So it's like a dinner outing afterwards. Then you can choose that and start that. And we're gonna go ahead and book it. So once we book it, we then send that invite over to them to their respective emails, allowing them to say that, look, this is the chosen event time that we have all available, and I'm sending it over. Can you confirm that you're available or not? And once that we have sent in that booking, you can see that we have closed off that Doodle poll. We can choose to reopen this if we want, or we can add a message to participants or duplicate or delete them also. So let's say we have more teams available, and Tina and George are they don't mind that we can reschedule, then we can just easily reopen this and then send over that link once again to all our team members, and then we can go through the process once again. Now, what I'm going to be showing afterwards in the dashboard, so we have all the Doodle polls right here. This was a group poll and the other one was a one-to-one, which is only available for pro version. Now let's imagine that we are a business and we want to use Doodle poll for clients to be able to book us in terms of our availability. So let's imagine that I am a barber and I want to use Doodle poll for my clients to be able to book in their available times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new booking page. And then as you can see here, it's asking, do you want to connect a calendar? So of course, so let's go ahead and connect our calendar. So again, we can choose either Google, Office 365 or iCloud. So I'm going to choose Google Calendar. And once that we have connected our calendar, then we can go ahead with our booking page. So as you can see, our booking page is quite similar to the creating a poll. But let's go ahead and create a booking page. So say for example, let's call this, let's say HT Barbers. So that's the name of our shop. And you can see here the booking page link is automatically generated depending on the title. And then let's add a description. You can now book your available time for fresh, clean cut. Book your time now. Here we go. And then of course you can add in the location if we want. Obviously this is not going to be a video conferencing, so let's say, let's add the location, blah blah blah. I'll just call it my place. Again, if you have the pro version, it's much easier to be able to set that. Now we get the choice of how long each would take. So there's 15, 30, 60, 120 minutes and custom. Of course, you yourself know how long a session would take. So let's say cutting hair would take about 40 minutes long. And then you can take a look at what's the date range. So what this means is that the participants or your clients can choose as to how far ahead they can book for. So with future booking horizon with no limit, they can book as far as how many years. So I recommend creating a limit to this. So say for example, you want a booking of about 3 weeks advance, then you can go ahead and choose that. Again, depending on if you fully know your availability, you can go ahead and do that. And then you can then set your daily and hourly availability. So as default, it is set to your typical 9 to 5 time. But let's say that you are, you want to open your shop for a little bit longer, you can go ahead and choose to do that. So let's click on this add hours. So you can choose whether your business is open for booking from Monday to Friday or Saturday and Sunday or every day. So let's say, let's do Monday to Friday and let's change this back to 8 p.m. And however, let's say you're not fully available for Tuesday. So, you probably are only available for half of that time. So you can adjust that manually as well. And then we can add some more power settings. So this allows us to choose more of the options. So we have these options. So we can set the frequency of bookable times. We can choose, between same as the event to an hour. We can also add buffer times between bookings. So say for example, you need a 10 minutes to clean everything up for your next client, then you can add a buffer time of around 10 minutes. And then of course, since it is a busy environment and you don't want your clients booking at minimal notice, then you can choose to do that. So say for example, they can have a minimum of 1 hour's notice. You can go ahead and do that. And of course, you can also add the maximum bookings per day for this page, but let's just keep that as is. And you also have all of these other options as well. So you have your connected calendars. You have the chance to enable booking reminders. So say they booked something 3 weeks ahead, so you can allow Doodle to do the reminding for you. Now in this section, we can add custom invite fields. So say for example, you want to know more information about your client ahead of time. So this can be as simple as their email, their name. You can also add, say, their number and make that required so that you can contact them for future references, or it's all up to you. But for the email and the name, that would be a required information. And once that we're happy with this booking page, we can go ahead and create the booking page. And now here is our booking information. So we have the link sharing available, meaning that once that we have copied this link and open this up, the links are still available. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like. And here you are. This is what the Doodle link would look like once they have clicked it. They can see that this is from the client. This is from the barbers, HT Barbers, where it is, all the information we have right here, and then all of the availabilities as well for each date. So we've set this to 3 weeks in advance. So we have here 1, 2, and 3. If we take a look at the month of July, there are no available times yet. And this would, of course, move forward in terms of availability. So say it is already June 18, then for dates of July 3 to July 7 will be unlocked for booking. And now, as you can see here are all the available times. We have a setting of timings depending on how we have set this up. So each cut is around 40 minutes long, and as you can see, Doodle has easily set all of those up for your available times. So your clients can now go ahead and choose their best time. So let's say at 1 p.m. All they need to do then is add in their information. So let's say my name is John, John at example.com, and here is my number. Let's go ahead and book this, and it says here it's all been booked. They've sent all the details to the email that we have connected in our Doodle poll. And now if we go on ahead and go back to our Doodle dashboard, we can see that we have 2 events that have been booked for us. So we have a person called John, and I have another person called John too as well right here. And of course, since we have synced our calendar right here, if we take a look at our calendar, we should be able to see that it is right here. Our booking is now complete. So this would then book off this time for you. So if you have your schedules all fully synced in Google Calendar, then you can see that this time would be blocked off and set for this available time. So I'm going to go ahead and open up another browser, and let's see if those times are no longer available. So as you can see here, the 1 o'clock or the 1 p.m. and the 2:30 are no longer available. Someone else has booked it. So as you can see, it has automatically removed those that has been booked already. And there you go. You can now fully use Doodle to simply generate your booking page, or to set up available times or group polls for setting up future events or events that you would like to invite to your friends and your teams as well. Well, I hope that you have found this tutorial useful. If you have any questions, go right ahead and leave a comment down below. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.